Okay, so this is Thursday. Okay. But it's day 25. Assignment number 26 is copy the notes in Canvas. Guys, this is part of that 10% of notebook check, okay? Just copy it in your own handwriting and take a picture of it. That's all there is to it. And it looks like, it looks like this, okay? Those are the notes that you need to copy in your own handwriting. Actually, there's that much too, an example, and turn it in. Okay, DeMarcus, thank you. And then 27 is 12 questions on slope. Okay, that's the assignment. 25, it was the circle worksheet that we're going to go over right now. Okay. So let's do an example of the slope. Finding slope given 2 points. So for example, given the points 8, 10 and negative 4, 6. And we want to find the slope. So we have a formula. It says M, which is my slope because it tells me how to move when I graph a line, is y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1, where the first point is your 1. So there's my x1, my y1, my x2, and my y2. First point, second point. That's all it is. So we're going to fill this in. My second y is 6 minus, because that's the part of the formula, 8, because that's my first, oh, sorry, nope, 10. That's what you don't want to do, okay? You don't want to mix them up like that. Okay, so here's my y is the 6 and the 10 over the second one, which is negative 4, the second x, minus 8, and then we simplify. We're going to simplify that. So I've got a negative 4, a negative 12. Negative over negative makes a positive. And then you always reduce if possible. So 4 goes into 4, 4 goes into 12. So you get 1 over 3, and there's your answer. Okay. Anybody not remember doing this in algebra? You can put it in the chat box. Okay. 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 So how many of you do remember doing this? Okay. Good. Remember, this is participation points. So that would be your answer. The second example I do, and then we'll move on, is if I have the point 1, 5 and 7, 5. So I'm going to label these x1, y1, x2, y2. in my formula again, m is equal to y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. And simply fill it in. So my second y value is 5. My first y value is 5. So 5 minus 5. My second x value is 7 minus my first x value, which is 1. And get 0 over 6. And 0 divided by any number is what? Anybody? Good. No problem, Jesus. Come back in as you need to. Good. Good. Lots of right answers. Okay, so 0 divided by any number is 0. Done. But remember, and this is part of the notes, that 0 divided by a number is 0. But a number divided by 0 is undefined. And the difference when we're talking about slope is this is a picture of a 0 slope, and this is a picture of an undefined slope. In the notes, I actually talk about like a roller coaster when we're talking about slope. Like this roller coaster, if you're thinking about like Colossus, okay, this roller coaster is going up. Not very exciting yet, okay, but this is an up, so this is a positive slope. When you get to the top of Colossus, it has to go down. So Colossus would be going down, so that would be a negative slope. But what about when you first get on the ride, okay, and you're like sitting there and you're not going anywhere? This is a 0 slope. Not very exciting. But if you remember your free fall roller coasters, well, there's not really a roller coaster, but your free fall ride, your free fall goes straight down. That's a little more exciting for some people. You won't catch me on it at all, but it's more exciting for many people. This is undefined. You can't define its slope. Okay. So, any questions on that? Assignment number 27. 12 problems like the ones we just did. And that's it. So please make sure you're doing these. Tomorrow you will have a sub. It's a sub. Okay. So I don't know who this person is, but he is subbing for another geometry teacher the same tomorrow also. So he'll be fine. Just make sure you're here. Try to be here, on time. No, actually tomorrow 5th grade. Yes, yeah, that's right. Try to be here on time or as close to it as possible so that they can take roll and you don't get missed out on. Okay. Any questions on that? Okay. Let's go ahead and move on to the worksheet then from Monday. We're going to go over it. I'm doing this so I can post it as well because I was not here Monday, nor my Monday, Tuesday class. So, okay, then everybody wake up. Oh, no problem, George. Thank you. And let's go through these. Many of you have not taken the quiz yet. This would be a really good review and good worksheet to have if you're going to be doing the quiz. And these actually, some of these are harder than what's on the quiz. But let's, if you need to copy the circles. Try to do like a quick sketch. Go from there. I don't think I actually gave this one. Okay, so this one, I didn't actually teach this one. My apologies. Opposite angles are going to equal 180. This is not on the quiz. Okay, opposite angles of a quadrilateral equal 180. So you do 180 minus 88, and you get 92. So my apologies on that one. It slipped in. Okay. Find the measure of the arc NML. NML. If you notice, this is a intercepted arc for that angle. So what would that make the arc? So put it in the chat box. Put it in the chat box. Okay, we're looking at number 2. Good. Good. Jose's got it. Thank you, Edwin. Okay. Josiah, thank you. Okay. This is a straight angle to arc. Good. Angle to arc. Angle to arc. We multiply by 2. That's it. Angle to arc. We multiply by 2. So 106 times 2, 212. You're done. Questions on that one? If you didn't know before, if you said I don't know or you didn't get 212, can you put in the chat box if you understand it now, please? Okay, good. Awesome. Number 3 is number 2 in reverse. We have an arc, and I want to find the angle. So put the answer for number 3 in the chat box. So this is going in reverse of number 2. This is going from your arc to your angle. If we're going arc to angle, we're going to divide by 2. We're simply going to divide by 2. Yes, Edwin, good. Okay, so we're going to go 102 divided by 2 and get 51. You're done. Okay. So now we're looking for arc X, Y, Z. So go ahead and mark out arc X, Y, and Z. This is, if you block off that arc, there's your angle. Comes like a snow cone, okay? There's your angle. So think about it. Are we going from arc to angle or angle to arc? Okay. It won't be 96. There won't be any of the equals 180s, the two angles, because the angle that would equal 96 would be this one. See? But that's not what they're asking for. They're looking for an arc. So ask yourself, are we going from arc to angle or angle to arc? And that should help you. Good, we're going angle to arc. So look at the number 2 and number 3 and decide what you need to do. And put your answer in the chat box. You're basically, is it going to be equal, half, or double? Good. Okay. Okay, so while you're doing that, let me recap what we just did. I can find this arc by multiplying by 2 to get 94. I can add these two together and subtract from 360 to get this arc. Good. Many of you are putting the answer for this angle in the chat box. So this one we're going to divide by 2. So the angle is equal to 130 divided by 2. Excuse me, or 65. The other way to do that, though, the other way, and you may like it, you may not, is because I have this arc, I can find this angle. That would be 68. This would be 68. So we can do or find 68. Then it's 180 minus those two, the 47 plus the 68. Thank you, Eric. So 180, or so 47 to be 115. So 180 minus 115 would also give me 65. So let me ask this. This is an easy one for your response, guys. How many of you see finding the arcs better to find the angle? Way number 1 or way number 2, finding the angles and subtracting from 180? Number 1 or number 2? Which one seems a little easier? Okay. Okay. Nice. Okay. Some are the same. I have kind of a little bit more number 1s than number 2s, but kind of a good mix. Nice. Just want you to see that there are sometimes there's multiple options. Okay. Let's look at number 6. First thing I would notice right here is that this line does not go through the center. So we're not dealing with a diameter. That's what I would notice first. Okay. But I want to find this arc. So let's find arcs. There's 2. I need to find 2 of them to find the third. So what is the value of this arc? Given the information that I have, what is the value of this arc? Put it in the chat box. Good. That should be more mental math than anything. Good. Nice. Okay, there's still people I haven't been hearing from. I don't know if you're just kind of like sitting there watching or zoning out. Um, okay, so yes, I'm going from angle to arc. So I'm going to multiply by 2, and I'm going to get 110. So then, in order to find this third arc, let's add these together and subtract from 360. Good. Good, Alex. Look at you. So I'm going to go 110 plus 90 to get 200. So I know that this arc over here is 360 minus 200, or 160 total. And you're done. Well, hopefully this is getting a little bit easier because some of you have not taken that circle quiz yet. And it's not going to be available forever. Well, it might be available later again, but during that wellness week, I might open it up again. Good. Good. Okay. Let's jump down to number 7. Okay, so it says assume things that look like diameters are. Now notice that it says central angle here. Remember central angle? Central angles are equal. They're not half, they're not double, they're not anything other than equal. Okay. This is a diameter, but most importantly, this is the center. Center. So what's we want to find the measure of arc LKJ. LKJ. No, LJK. Sorry. So we want to find the arc L to J to K. So put the answer in the chat box. Guys, I can't stress enough. This is why it's so important to like even squiggle out the arc just so you can see, because I know I'm going to need the 77 and I'm going to need all of this, and I'm going to put it together to get my answer. Good. Nice. Okay. Everyone in the chat box so far has it correct. Okay. So if you have an answer of 103, what I see you doing is you took 180 and subtracted 77. 180 and then minus 77 would give you arc KL. Okay. 180 minus 77 would give you arc KL. Remember, guys, this is going to be, because it's 3 letters, it's greater, your final answer is greater than 180. So if you've got an answer of 103, that means you're thinking about this, and I appreciate that. But also realize that your answer needs to be bigger than 180. So that might tell you, oh, I need to go back and do something different. Okay, so look at the parts that's squiggled out. This is 77, and I'm going to add to this part. Remember, this right here, because it's a half a circle, is 180. So I'm going to add them together. 180 plus 77 and I get 257. Okay. So if you didn't get 257, that's how you would consider that. Okay. Most of you did. Good job. Okay, so let's find arc SUT. Now, automatically, arc SUT has to be greater than 180 because it's 3 letters. Okay, so SUT, S to U to T. We already know the value of this one is 180 because it's a diameter. This is a diameter, this is a radius, central angle, etc. Well, I know that this arc is equal to its angle. How big is this arc right there in the box? Arc UT. How big is arc UT? How big is arc UT? Put it in the chat box. Now, arc UT, being only 2 letters, is going to be smaller than 180. Thank you, George. You have the final answer. Good. How big is arc UT? Good. Nice. So far, everybody in the chat box has it correct. Okay. So both of these together have to equal 180. That means this would be 180 minus 105 or 75. Good. Now we can add these back together. Thank you, people that haven't been participating or stepping in. Good. Thank you. Nice. Okay, so now that we have this one is 75, I can add these two together and I can get arc SUT is equal to, move my paper over, 180 plus the 75 or 255. And you'd be done. Did I do something wrong? No. Okay. So a few people had incorrect answers. Oh, okay. I see. Some of you had 285 before. I apologize. I didn't catch that. But you're not adding these two together to get this. Okay. You could have added these two together and subtracted from 360 to get this one. That'd be more work, I think. But to get SUT, SUT, S to U to T, but to find this one, in this case, and then add them together. Questions on that one? You guys, we're almost done. One page, one side done. Okay. Okay. Another one. This is bigger than 180 because it has 3 letters. We want arc C. Oh, angle CAD. Oh, sorry. I was looking at the arc. My fault. It's not bigger than 180. Okay. If I actually use the glasses that I'm wearing. All right. Angle CAD. That's C to A to D. That's the angle I want. This one right in here. That means I need to find this arc first. What's the value of that arc? Put it in the chat box. And if you're not sure, think about the fact that you're given a diameter. Think about that you're given a diameter. Good. Nice. Okay. The arcs are not equal. The arcs are not equal. They have to equal something together. Okay. Okay, good. Good. Yep. Okay, 98 it is. Because this is 180 minus 82, which would give me 98. So this arc is 98. What does that make the angle? So the angle equals what? Okay, nobody has it right yet. Okay, now we do. Delaney, Edwin, Alexis, good. Okay. I need somebody to put in the chat box or say it out loud. Why are we not dividing by 2? Why are we not dividing by 2?
Because the center is, or like the angle meets at the center of the circle.
Okay, which makes the angles equal to the arc. So the angle is equal to 98. The angle is equal to the arc, the central angle. Write that down. That's what these are the only ones that we're not going to divide or multiply by 2 because they are equal. The angle is equal to the arc and the arc is equal to the angle. Okay, so one last one of these. I'm probably going good. So you understand. All right, so arc ECD. So we start at E and we go to C, then we go to D. In order to do this, I need to add these two together. But I don't have this one. So in the chat box, put what is the value of arc CD? The CD is equal to what? CD is equal to what? Good. Okay, so many people have it correct. We're gonna take 360 and subtract what we have. So we have 132 and 140 to get 272. So then I'm going to take 360 minus the 272, and I'm going to get 88. So this is 88. Now to answer the question, I need to add these two together. So when I do 132 and 88, 10, 12, I get 220. Okay. And several of you had that in there. Thank you very much. Okay. So put in the chat box if that made sense. Yes or no? Good. You can do kind of or an flat out no, it just did not. Okay, good. Okay, all right. So now we're going to go from angles and arcs to chords and secants and tangents and stuff. Okay. So remember, you have two main formulas. So we're working on assignment number 25 together, just coming in, and we're going to look at these. So this is the formula that your angle is equal to 1/2 arc 1 plus arc 2, or the big arc plus the small arc. The big arc plus the small arc. So go ahead and put your answer in the chat box. Fill it in. Put your answer in the chat box. We're just going one arc plus the other arc. Good. So on the last problem, we got 121 because we had to add the two arcs and divide by 2. This time our formula is subtract the two arcs and divide by 2. So it looks like 1/2 147 minus 67. Good. And you take 147 minus 67, you get 80. And 1/2 of 80 is 40. Nice. Okay. I'm going to jump down to 14 because it's a little more visible right there. Okay, guys, I can't stress enough. Start with where you're at. You've got one single number on this circle. It's like, what can you do with an angle? Well, with an angle, I can find an arc. So tell me, what would the value of this arc be? Put it in the chat box. Good. Nice. Okay, remember they're only equal when it's at the center. Okay, good. All right. So yeah, we're going to multiply by 2 and we'll get 154. It's the only thing you can do with that whole problem. But that's not what they were asking for. They're asking for this arc over here. So now think about it. You've been given a whole circle and 2 arcs. Okay. How can we find the other arc? Put the answer You can put the numerical value. I'll know you knew what to do with it. Okay. Or you can say it out loud. How do I get that other arc? Somebody tell us. Thank you, Delaney. Okay. So how do I find the missing arc? Somebody unmute yourself and tell us. How do I do that?
Don't you subtract from 180 or add?
Not from 180.
360.
Oh,
360.
360.
Yeah, 360. Good. Because you have a whole circle. So it's the whole 360 minus the 154. Okay. So we get 206. That's it. You're done. Okay. But if you might not have known that, not known to do that until you found or said, I have a 77. What can I do with it? Oh, I can find the arc over here. It's 154. Oh, but now it makes a connection. Okay. That I can take a whole circle and subtract that. So this would be 360 minus the 154 or 206. And you're done. Okay. Okay. So these have I don't think these were on your last quiz, but they'll be on your next quiz. Remember, this one is where we're going to multiply the two, set them equal to each other. Okay. So we're going to have 15 times x is equal to 10 times 20. Sorry, 10 times 12. But your answer in the chat box. We got to kind of pick it up a little bit though. Most of you are doing really well with this. That last worksheet, many of you did really well. Okay, good. Yep. We're just going to solve 15x equals 120. Now solve. Yep, so we multiply them together. And then divide by 15, we get what? Yep, good. Nice. Okay. These last six, if you don't have time to draw this circle, I know you showing work is, from the equation. So dividing both sides by 15, we get x equals 8, and you're done. Okay. That one and 20 are the same kind. Let's do number 17. So when I have two tangents, this is two chords. Okay, that's two chords. This is two secants. It's the outside times the whole is equal to the outside times the whole. What are my two outside numbers? Put them in the chat box for me. What are my two outside numbers? 13x, 8, or 7? Good. What are my two outside numbers? This is important because if you don't know which one's sticking outside your circle, like a duck bill or a bird beak, then you're not going to get the problem. Good. So far, everybody has it correct in the chat box. Nice. A few more, guys. I need to see you tracking with me, even if you already know how to do it. It's important. Okay, yep. These are the two numbers outside. So my outside number is 8 and 7. To find the whole thing, we're going to add them together. So the whole would be 8 plus 13, and the whole would be 7 plus x. Just like I added these two together to get the whole, I have to add those two together to get the whole. And then we simplify. 8 times 21 is 168 is equal to 7 times 7, 49 plus 7x. 49 plus 7x. So I'm going to subtract 49 on both sides. So I get 9, 119 is equal to 7x. I'm dividing both sides by 7. We get x equals 17. Okay, so number 19 is very similar. Go ahead and fill in your equation. Fill in your equation. And your outside numbers again are 8 and 7. It's a little different this time. 8 and 7. Put your answer in the chat box. So 16 is a secant and a tangent where the outside is equal to the whole. So 6 times 6 is equal to 4 times 4 plus x. 18, just like 17 and 19, outside times the whole equals outside times the whole. And number 20, multiply the two parts of our chords together, set them equal, and solve. Okay. I'm gonna let you finish up 16 and 18, and then you can turn it in. So finish up 16 and 18, and then go ahead and turn it in.